Hello everyone. Today I will share with you the top 10 recommendations I have for MSLs and any colleague in medical affairs. These recommendations won't only let you excel in your current role in medical affairs, but actually it will help you also to grow in your career. So let's get started. My first recommendation is about relationship building, which is actually the anchor of our role in medical affairs, whether MSL, medical manager, medical advisor, or any other role in medical. And if there is one thing that defines the success of everyone among us, it's relationships. Your impact in the field depends on how strong and genuine your connections are with key opinion leaders. Not on how many meetings you do or you attend every day or how many slides you share. When we talk about relationship building, your relationships with key opinion leaders have the objective of building trust and to become a credible scientific partner who truly understands the needs of their healthcare professionals and their patients. And of course, trust is not something that is given. Trust is earned. And it takes time, consistency, and transparency. And you earn it by listening carefully, following up on what matters, and providing value that is relevant and real. When a key opinion leader sees that you genuinely care about their challenges and bring meaningful scientific solutions, they start to view you in a different way. Not as someone presenting data, but as a partner. And this kind of relationship often leads to more meaningful collaborations, like projects that can improve patient outcomes, like educational initiatives, and also like real-world data discussions that can shape the medical strategy. And here is one important point for you to remember. Your credibility inside your organization is also reflected by the strength of your external relationships. It's not about how many people you meet. Again, it's about who answers your call, who opens the door for you, who reaches out for your opinion, and who trusts you enough to share their honest perspective. Strong relationships open doors, not just for the organization, but also for your own professional growth. They position you as someone with influence, field credibility, and strategic value. My second recommendation is about insight generation, from observation to impact. And frankly, you have to pay full attention to insight generation because you will spend a lot of time and efforts in this area. So you better come up with insights that can really create value. Take care. Collecting comments or feedback from key opinion leader meetings is not considered insight generation. Real insights come from listening with purpose, asking the right questions that can uncover the unmet needs and the strategic truth behind what's being said. You need to ask yourself before every key opinion leader engagement, what do I need to learn that can create value and add to our strategy in this therapeutic area? And this reflects the importance of strategic planning for key opinion leader medical engagements. For example, in areas like, let's say, rare diseases where diagnosis is often delayed, your medical insights can really change everything. You can guide your organization toward executing programs that solve real problems and change lives of many patients. So when it comes to insight generation, don't just collect feedback. Connect the dots, identify the patterns, and then translate this all into actionable strategy. And that's how you really move from just collecting feedback to creating value. My third recommendation will be about compliance. And compliance is the foundation of credibility. First, you have to know that you can never separate credibility from compliance. And then, as an MSL or a medical manager or advisor, you represent three things in your job: science, integrity, and trust, all at once. And that means you must always operate within the boundaries of compliance. And compliance is not just about following rules to avoid trouble. It's about protecting your credibility, your career, and your organization's reputation. In the pharmaceutical industry, one small mistake, like, for example, an off-label comment or a misleading slide or undocumented interaction, such mistakes can destroy years of trust. Remember, you often work independently, visiting hospitals, customers, attending meetings, and engaging directly with world-known experts. That freedom is power. This freedom is powerful, and it also comes with great responsibility. Let me share with you the 5 most common mistakes MSLs fall into, often without realizing it is wrong. 1, proactively discussing information that goes beyond the approved label, just to be helpful. 2, giving clinical advice or suggesting treatment decisions. 3, using commercial or promotional slides in scientific discussions. 4, forgetting to document key interactions or insights properly. And 5, blurring the line between medical and commercial in joint meetings. Each of these mistakes that are common can put you and your company at risk. And more importantly, they can damage your professional image. So always pause and ask yourself before any action: is what I'm about to do factual, scientific, and compliant with our policy? And if you are not sure, don't guess. Stop, ask, and verify. It's always better to delay an answer than to give one that violates compliance. Remember also that being compliant doesn't limit your role. In fact, it empowers it. When you act ethically and stay within boundaries, people trust you more. They listen more carefully. They see you as a reliable and respected scientific partner. That's what credibility is built on: consistent professionalism and ethical decision-making. My 4th recommendation is to show your impact and make your work visible. You might be doing great work every single day, meeting experts, generating insights, supporting education, and contributing to scientific progress. But if no one understands the impact of what you are doing, then it becomes invisible to the organization. And this is where many talented medical colleagues fall short. They work hard, but do not communicate their outcomes in a way that shows value. So you need to make sure that your work connects directly to the company's medical objectives and demonstrates clear results. That's how you make leadership and cross-functional partners see your true contribution. And when you think of your impact, you should consider 3 pillars: the strategic alignment, the business acumen, and the communication skills and storytelling, or if you want, data storytelling skills. You have to always remember that in medical affairs, it's not enough to work hard anymore. You have to work hard and make your work visible, make your work count. And when you do so, your role will become essential. Of course, showing the impact of medical affairs is rather a complex and big topic that we have discussed it in previous episodes, and I will link them in the description of this video. My 5th recommendation is to keep learning and to stay scientifically curious. And I'm sure that one day before entering the medical or the pharmacy school, someone must have told you that you will spend the rest of your life studying. And that's true. And yes, this applied when you are an MSL or a medical manager or any role in medical affairs. If you want to stay relevant, credible, and impactful as any one of us, and if you want to grow in your career, you must keep learning continuously. Science doesn't stop, and neither should you. You have to be the person in the room who understands science the best, who understands not just the data, but also the context around it, the evolving guidelines, the new technologies, the patient challenges, and the system barriers as well. Continuous learning here is about growing yourself strategically, learning what actually strengthens your expertise and enhances your contribution to the organization. You can start by the therapeutic area you are working on, master it, stay updated on every trial, publication, or shift in the treatment paradigms, then expand your view to other therapeutic area, or learn artificial intelligence and how it is transforming diagnostics and affecting patient access, and how digital health tools are changing the way patient care is delivered. For example, if you understand how cost effectiveness or real-world data influence decision-making, your discussions with key opinion leaders and internal stakeholders as well will have completely different depth. And let me say here that learning doesn't always mean formal education. Today, everything you need to learn is a click away. And you don't need to travel or pay thousands of dollars to learn new things. And don't forget that every time you listen to a key opinion leader or an international expert, you learn a lot. For me, if you want to take this as an example, I learned cardiology from my communication with my professors, experts, international speakers, more than I learned from books or school. My sixth recommendation is to own your career. Being in medical affairs as MSL or other roles is a rewarding career. It blends science, communication, and strategy in a way that few other roles in the industry can. But your career doesn't get growth automatically. Your career growth doesn't happen like this. There is no time-based promotion waiting for 3 or 5 years in the field. This is not happening anymore. Career progression today doesn't anymore depend on time you spend in the role, it depends on your ownership. You have to take control of your own journey, actively, intentionally, and consistently. So you need to ask yourself, where do I want to be in the next 2 to 5 years? Do I want to move deeper into the medical strategy or people leadership, or maybe to explore a regional or global roles? And most importantly, what skills, exposure, and experiences do I need to get there? There are many practical ways to start owning your growth, like seeking mentorship, getting a coaching program, keep learning beyond your current role, volunteer for stretch projects or assignments. All these are very practical ways. And owning your career means not waiting for someone else to notice your potential. It means stepping forward proactively, setting goals for yourself and tracking your progress. Ask for feedback, yes. Learn from it, adjust, and keep moving. My seventh advice is to master cross-functional collaboration. And this is one of the strongest skills that can truly elevate your performance as a medical colleague. In medical affairs, you own the science, but you also work with multiple teams. So you need to consider the strategy and the communication. You work with commercial, market access, clinical operations, regulatory, and even public affairs. Each of these functions has different objectives, priorities, and ways of thinking. Your role is not to stay in silo. Your role is to connect, and when you collaborate effectively, you help align everyone towards shared purpose, which is improving patient outcomes through evidence, education, and access. And when we talk about collaboration or cross-function collaboration here, we don't just mean attending meetings or sharing slides. It's all about communicating intentionally, proactively, and understanding how each function contributes to the bigger picture. For example, when you talk to market access, try to understand their perspective, how cost effectiveness and reimbursement decisions are made. When you talk with commercial teams, align on insights that can guide strategy while maintaining full compliance. And when you talk to clinical operation, help to identify investigators, reimbursement barriers, speak up about trial feasibility challenges. In the pharmaceutical industry, when the teams come together with the right information and shared understanding, your organization moves fast and smarter. That's how strategic alignment is built. And don't forget that as a medical person working with others in this industry, always remember that it is not enough to share insights. You need also to translate them. When you deliver an insight from the field, explain what it means, why it matters, and how it connects to the organization's priorities. And of course, collaboration is not always smooth. There can be tension, differences in KPIs, or overlapping responsibilities sometimes. But strong medical affairs teams do not avoid these challenges. They navigate them with clarity, empathy, and professionalism. My eighth recommendation is to master storytelling skills and communication skills in general. How to turn data into influence. This is another big topic that I won't be able to go through its details now, but we have many tutorials on data storytelling and how to use it in different situations. I will link these resources as well in the description, but for now, let me say that today medical affairs cannot be silent or work in silo. We need to communicate and we need to develop the advanced communication skills and storytelling skills if we want to showcase our impact. The ninth recommendation is to embrace digital transformation and to lead with technology. In fact, we have reached a time where we cannot ignore evolution of technology anymore. And the advanced artificial intelligence and technology tools are already shaping healthcare and medical affairs. And to be clear, when I ask medical teams to learn technology, I'm not talking about ChatGPT or digital platforms or using Teams to conduct a virtual advisory board. We need to study how technology is impacting diagnostics, precision medicine, and even medical education and trainings. If we won't start now, we will be lagging behind soon. My 10th recommendation and last one is about emotional intelligence, which is, I consider it, the inner strength of any one of us. We all know that in our roles in medical affairs, pressure is constant. We face rejections of requests, changing priorities, restructures, travel fatigue, and many deadlines. That's why emotional intelligence is not just nice to have, it's essential in fact. It's about knowing your triggers, managing stress, and staying calm under pressure. Staying calm when things don't go your way. It's about showing empathy to your colleagues, to your healthcare professionals, patients, and to yourself. We don't avoid challenges. We face them with these skills. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are the 10 recommendations I wanted to share with you today. Think of them not just a list or a checklist, but as 10 essential pillars, 10 themes that define what excellence looks like in medical affairs. Each one of these recommendations, from building trust and generating insights to mastering compliance, communication, digital, and emotional intelligence, represents a skill that you will continue to develop throughout your career. They are not one-time lessons. They are areas to reflect on regularly, because the field of medical affairs keeps evolving, and so should you. I truly hope this session was valuable and helped you see your role from a different perspective, maybe a more strategic and meaningful one. If you would like to go deeper into any of these topics, I have linked the related episodes in the description for you to explore, and please feel free to leave your comments or contact me directly at any time. Thank you for watching, and see you soon in the next episode.